हेलो एवरीबॉडी, गुड इवनिंग। वी आर बैक। और जैसे कि इस वीक जो वीकेंड पे हमने वीडियो शूट किया था, उसमें हमने बताया था कि इस वीक से हम लोग वीकेंड से कुछ अच्छा, कुछ अलग प्लान कर रहे हैं। बिकॉज थोड़ा सा मंडेन हो रहा था कि हम सिर्फ अर्ली मॉर्निंग प्री मार्केट अपडेट्स दे रहे हैं। बट अब हम वीकली राउंड अप भी एक चालू करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। बट डोंट यू वरी, मैं अकेला नहीं होने वाला हूं इसमें। टुडे वी हैव मिस्टर अंकित खंडेलवाल विद अस, who is head of institutional equity at BNK Capital Group. So now I would introduce you people to Mr. Ankit Khandelwal. Hi
Hello.
Ankit, good
Hi,
evening. How
hi
are you
Rachit.
doing?
Good evening, Rachit. I'm doing fine. How are you?
I am good. I am good. Ankit, the week that we have seen, like the entire week, has been quite challenging.
Yes, yes.
मार्केट्स बहुत अलग तरीके से बिहेव किए। एक टाइम पे ऐसा लग रहा था कि ये करेक्शन और ज्यादा डीप डाउन जाएगा। 21,700 के सपोर्ट्स के बाद जो एक रिबाउंड आया, वो और कंफ्यूजिंग लग रहा है कि हैव वी अगेन मिस द बस। क्या ये मार्केट अब वापस एक अप ट्रेंड में जाने वाला है, या ये मार्केट यही होवर करेगा? सो आई बिलीव, बिकॉज यू आर हैंडलिंग द इंस्टीट्यूशनल बिजनेस, you are a better person to answer it. So what do you see, where do you see the markets heading from here for the coming week?
Well, to be honest, Rachit, what I feel is last week का overhang और इस week का जो news flow है, it has been largely political. Okay, last week the major thing that came into the picture was the electoral bonds issue, and this week, obviously, you saw the drama today about Mr. Kejriwal's arrest and all that, and how how the game is shifting as we are approaching the election. The game is shifting more towards political, and that might be kind of subsiding the fundamental triggers of the market. तो मेरे हिसाब से what has been happening is the market will remain in the range bound zone. It is right now in the range bound zone. It will remain in the range bound zone in weeks to come. Uh, if we are talking about the week ahead, the week ahead, again very special week. It's a last week of March, so year ending hai. So lot of some transactions related to booking and books adjustment that will also happen. So expiry hai, so that will also play a part. It's a short week. It's a very very short week going to the public holidays. So again, that is also going to take a part because we are shut on days where international markets are open, and if something major happens, we might see a major gap up, gap down in the week following. But broadly speaking, I don't see a lot of movement from the current range. जैसे आपने बोला कि 21,700 से रिबाउंड हुआ है ऊपर में। इस मंथ का अगर आप निफ्टी का हाई देखें तो 22,500 के करीब है, 509 या कुछ ऐसे क्लोजिंग बेसिस पे था। सी आइडियली वी आर राइट नाउ एट द सेम लेवल ऑफ exactly a month back, whether you take it Nifty or Bank Nifty, more or less. Like for example, Nifty का आज का जो क्लोज है 22,100 22,100 ऑड, एंड निफ्टी का एक महीना पहले एग्जैक्टली क्लोज जो 23-24 फेब के आसपास था वो भी रफली अराउंड 22,200 के आसपास था. तो in this entire month both Nifty and Bank Nifty has taken a plunge, has gone to a height and has come back. So if you broadly see the picture, the chart is really suggesting a very broad range bound movement. ये रेंज बाउंड मूवमेंट अब आप निफ्टी में देखो तो मे बी 1,000 पॉइंट की है, बैंक निफ्टी में देखो तो मे बी 3,000 पॉइंट की है. From a typically for 46,600 to a 48,500 2,000 point kind of range. Okay, and Bank Nifty, as we know, it's completely high beta. It's completely mirroring Nifty. So I don't think banks, as such, there'll be any fundamental, triggers in this coming week. फोकस यही पॉलिटिकल सिनेरियो पे ज्यादा रहेगा. Going forward in April, I think the main fundamental triggers that might come in will be the results that will start coming in.
Ankit, I would not, see this. I'm not seeing this coming because next week में भी हमको market roundup करना है. तो मैं आपसे अभी
Correct.
आपकी April की strategy नहीं लेने वाला हूँ.
Let's
Uh,
let's
it is for this week. आपने बता दिया. सबसे पहले when you started off, back of the mind मेरे भी चल रहा था truncated week है, एक दिन की छुट्टी है. आप थोड़े
दो दिन दो
serious.
दिन दो दिन गुड फ्राइडे इज ऑल्सो
अच्छा
हॉलिडे.
सॉरी, 2 दिन की छुट्टी है और
यस.
3 दिन का ट्रेडिंग सेशन है. तो वो सबसे बड़ा फैसिनेटिंग पार्ट है. आई बिलीव एवरीबडी इज वेरी हैप्पी अबाउट इट. बट यस, देयर आर मेनी एडजस्टमेंट्स व्हिच आर देयर व्हिच विल हैपन दिस वीक. एक्सपायरी है और आपने बता दिया कि बिल्कुल अभी ये रेंज बाउंड मार्केट रहेगा. तो गोइंग अहेड, आप मुझे ये चीज बताइए कि वीक छोटा है, 3 ट्रेडिंग सेशंस ही हैं, बट कोई पर्टिकुलर सेक्टर है जिसपे आप कोई अपना व्यू रख रहे हैं? क्योंकि अभी जिस तरीके से आईटी का आज थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम हुआ आफ्टर एक्सेंचर गाइडेंस, एनी पर्टिकुलर सेक्टर दैट यू विश टू टॉक अबाउट और यू शुड बी, द ऑडियंस शुड फोकस अपॉन?
I feel again IT. In fact, I from what we see, IT is getting a lot of funds, lot of fund buying basically. So IT because थोड़ा beaten down है, थोड़ा ऑफ लेट मूव नहीं किया है, फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज ऊपर मूव कर गए थे, तो उनमें थोड़ा कूल ऑफ आया है. बट आई फील आईटी purely on the basis of rotation and trading zone. The next things to move is IT.
राइट.
Typically,
सो
आपके Infosys हुआ, HCL हुआ, typically they are at a very short price range, which is not moving up very drastically. Infosys has the capacity to move up, or TCS has the capacity to move up almost 12 13% a month, and of late that has not been happened. And typically before the results, some volume buildup is always seen in IT stocks because they're the first ones to get the results in. आप समझिए 8-9 तारीख तक या 10 तारीख तक आ जाएगा इन्फोसिस का रिजल्ट या टीसीएस का रिजल्ट. दैट इज गोइंग टू सेट द टोन फॉर द एंटायर यू नो industry sector.
राइट.
So once you see those guidelines, you will really know that more or less every other company will be on the same line. तो ये तब तक का एक बिल्डअप है फर्स्ट वीक ऑफ अप्रैल के एंड तक. उसके बाद मे
राइट.
बी डिपेंडिंग ऑन द गाइडेंस दे माइट सी अ सेल ऑफ, दे माइट कंटिन्यू टू बाय.
Okay, so IT would be the flavor for upcoming week. एक there was an article that we were discussing. India's equity volume shrinks by almost half in this small cap issue that we have seen. Anything that you want to comment upon this? क्या लग रहा है आपको, क्या हुआ है और going ahead क्या changes आपको देखने को लग रहे हैं इसमें?
This is, see, you must be aware that, a couple of weeks back, SEBI had, issued a directive or, kind of a warning that the small and mid cap sector is heating up so much. And there should be caution in investing in that space. So, of course, आपको पता है कि पिछले 1.5-2 साल से we have been getting the kind of small and mid cap tips or calls that we are getting, have shown results like 70% in 5 weeks, 120% in 2 months, something like that. Lot of these companies which are kind of not heard of, or yeah. So I feel that what SEBI has done is has kind of discouraged the madness and flow. a regulator making such a statement, again, can be viewed in both ways. But how I view it is, they are really trying to not let this go into a bubble,
Right.
a valuation bubble that can come, because today you have an XYZ company which is valued at a, already trading at a probably 2 year forward valuation fundamentally, and still it is, just keeps going up and up and up and up, following no fundamentals, purely on the basis of the liquidity that the funds are getting, to pump in the money. This will eventually, in my opinion, go to a point wherein it will burst. The bubble will burst, and then a lot of investors will face the music. So I think what has happened is kind of good. It's a good check and balance situation. Yes, the because of this statement, and because of the measures announced by SEBI related to the control of investment into small and mid cap, uh, the flows have gone half month on
Right.
month. Uh, and I think that is okay, because I've also read certain articles which say that India has had a positive month-on-month flow by Indian mutual funds, by indigenous mutual funds, the positive month-on-month flow for last 36 months, which is kind of insane.
ओके, टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस स्मॉल कैप, आपने इसमें एक बात बोली सेबी। अभी
Yes.
सेबी का ही एक नई न्यूज भी है कि इट हैज दे आर ट्राइंग टू लिमिट द फॉरेन फ्लोज थ्रू ईटीएफ्स, एंड देयर वाज दिस कैपिंग जो ईटीएफ्स ने कर ली है। मतलब आजकल देखने को ही मिल रहा है, पहले सेबी वाज नॉट दैट प्रोएक्टिव, सेबी आजकल बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग सर्विलेंस रख रही है, विच इज ऑफ कोर्स गुड फॉर द इन्वेस्टर्स, कि कहीं भी वो लूप होल, कहीं भी अगर एक प्रॉब्लमैटिक सिचुएशन बनती हुई दिखती है, तो सेबी इज वेरी प्रॉम्प्ट इन टेकिंग एक्शंस। सो टुडे इन आवर मॉर्निंग शो वी इवन टॉक्ड अबाउट दिस कि SEBI has asked the foreign ETF to stop investing after 1st of April. From 1st of April, they cannot invest anymore in foreign markets. इस बारे में what is your take and anything that you want to add upon this?
I read this news briefly. I read this news briefly. Again, I feel the idea behind this decision is again the same thing. Uh, you see, these foreign ETFs are investing mostly in technology outside. While you can say that, stocks like Apple, Microsoft, Adobe, Freshworks, they're listed elsewhere, and then they are, getting, let's say, 100%, 150% kind of return. Uh, while that all that is very good, and you might think that this might be an opportunity lost, but I feel that again, it is a heated up situation, and they might also be heading for a valuation bubble. So I think something to maybe stopping that entire thing is a little too extreme, but I don't know really how bad the situation is. So
Right.
it's kind of a very strict measure, I would say. But yeah, something to normalize, or kind of keep the flows in check was definitely required. I think it's a good thing to start with. We'll see.
चलिए।
There is always scope of lower valuations, especially
Right.
in the tech stocks. One quarter of bad guidance and everything goes falling down. One round of layoffs, and the world perceives everything is falling down to an end. तो I think वो है, वो दो तीन खराब न्यूज आएगी तो अपने आप ही things will balance out, things will correct. But yeah, correction was needed. Up,
Right.
if you see Nvidia, that stock Nvidia is it has given, it's a stock and it's given more return than a cryptocurrency actually. So it is so if you perceive a Bitcoin or a coin or a cryptocurrency as an extremely risky, unregulated thing, some stock which is giving that much return like a wild horse, how can you be okay with it?
The
Isn't that
valuations going up like this are
correct?
always very risky.
Correct,
Right.
correct, 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 correct. 70% increase in valuation, and we are talking about some billions of
Right.
dollars. I'm not talking about some small company which has grown threefold. No, I'm talking about a very large company which has gone even larger at an unrealistic pace. Unrealistic pace. So, so that's one example. That's one example. Obviously, that's the one which is the highlight. This one
Right.
stock that is given more return over, I can say over 3 years more than Bitcoin.
इस पे आई रिमेम्बर कुछ हमारे फाइनेंशियल ग्रुप्स में मीम्स भी शेयर हुए थे wherein they were comparing the price increment with some GDPs of countries and market capitalizations of many countries. So Khair, yes, you have made a very valid point that you have to keep a check when the valuations go up like this, because at the end of the day, in market euphoria, the sentiment of greed at times takes over the entire idea of having a proper knowledge of valuation. And then
Sure.
we have our regulators who are very prompt in taking action these days, which is eventually good for the investors to protect their funds. Because हमेशा हमने देखा है जब भी ऐसा बबल बर्स्ट हुआ है, at the end of the day investors have burned their
Fingers, correct,
fingers
correct,
a lot.
correct.
So I believe it's a very good step, and I think मैंने आपका बहुत time ले लिया है, and we will
Brilliant.
close it here. Thank
Yes,
you for taking a time out, and I
most
believe
welcome.
every week we'll be doing the same. And I
Yes,
would request all the audience to give their feedback and let us know how to improvise. We have just created the channel, and we are trying our level best to make it work, so that we can give you best of the best information. And thank you, Mr. Ankit Khandelwal.
thank you so much.
Looking forward to meet
Do
you
this on
next
a
week.
regular. Yes, yes, absolutely. Chaliye, have a good
It was,
weekend.
yeah, we'll do it.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.